Uh, Good evening, colleagues. Good evening, leaders. My name is Peter Maleti. I'll be the master of ceremony for this summit. So, in 2 minutes' time, as the host has indicated, we'll be starting. We're just giving that 2 minutes to allow those who are still trying to join so they can join. Thank you. Right. Good evening once more, colleagues. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
you are.
Okay, thank you. Our time is 10 minutes after 7 on the dot. So I would like us to start with our program. Let me once more greet and welcome all the leaders, everyone who has managed to join us tonight. This is a very wonderful event, and I believe we're going to learn a lot from it. So without any waste of time, I want to hand over to Mr. Chipapi, who will be doing the opening for us or the welcoming for us. Mr. Chipapi, over to you, sir. Mr. Chipapi, are you there, sir?
Evening, colleagues. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks very much, Program Director. Evening, colleagues. I was having network challenge, but I'm fine now. Allow me to greet everyone, starting with Emerald Edu Concept and all facilitators, and to indicate this that we are all leaders. I usually tell people that we are born leaders. You don't say I am a CS1 teacher or level 1 teacher, because you are a leader because you are a class manager. You are managing that class, or you are a subject manager. You are managing that subject. So we are all leaders, and we are all lifelong learners. We are scholars, so we need to be capacitated and to improve ourselves, so that we must be relevant to the system. Once we stop learning, we become irrelevant to the system. And I want to appreciate those who have, registered globally, because we must think globally but act locally. So it's very important that we share ideas with teachers across the globe. My main concern and worry is that we are global forum, but we are still focused much on African. We need to, stretch our arms and wings. I was talking to Ntando when he invited me to say, let's stretch our arms, let's go to India, let's go to China and USA, so that we are global. But with these few words, I wish this summit to go on. I hope you have learned a lot. And it's very important. There is a proverb that I love, an iron sharpens another ion. If you have been capacitated, it's important that you must tell your colleagues to say you are missing out. You are missing a lot. Be part of the Global Teachers Forum and Leaders Forum so that you can be able to, teach and move with time. With these few words, allow me to thank everyone, all role players, and even during your graduation, when you graduate, the sweat and the pain you've been through, you would now, hululate and cherish. Bravo to every one of you. Join the global leaders, and please make sure that you stretch your arms and pick other teachers so that we can grow together. Thanks very much, and thanks to Emerald. Thank you very much, Program Director. Over to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for those wise words. Without waste of time, I would like to take this time to hand over to excellent leader, Salamina, to introduce the first speaker of the day. Madam Salamina, over to you.
Evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am, you are. Yes, our first speaker is still experiencing some problems. Can we maybe move to the second speaker or to group one while he's still trying to get in? He was on the way, so the traffic is too much. He hasn't yet reached home. Thank you.
Okay, noted, ma'am. Is the second speaker ready?
Good evening, exceptional leaders.
Evening, ma'am.
Am I audible enough? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is E.L. Musima Patience. I would like to introduce the second speaker. She's available. She's already here within us. Hello?
Yes,
can you
go
all
ahead,
hear me?
ma'am. We're all listening.
Okay, yeah. We have presenters, speaker number 2, which is Miss Masrole Mujela. She's the departmental head at Simorishi Primary School in Limpopo, South Africa. She will be giving us discussion about leadership. So let's all show our hands or reaction to welcome Miss Mujela Masrole. She's the 2024 National Teachers Award champion, excellent in natural science teaching. So, Miss Mujela, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Thank you for that warm welcome, Miss Patience Ramara. Thank you for that. But I just want to check, am I audible? Just before I continue with, speaking, am I audible enough?
Yes,
madam.
Okay, no, thank you. Good evening, everyone in the summit. I'd love to greet you. I am Miss Masrole Mujela. And before anything, I just want to say thank you for being part of, thank you for inviting me to be part of. Hello? Yes, no, thank you for inviting me to be part of this summit because indeed what Mr. M.E. Chibape just said, an iron sharpens an iron. It is with such summit we get to learn and also share the little that we have as well, because it is a matter of where you put yourself in life. It's the spaces where you put yourself that matters, and that will change where you are going. So before I waste more of time, because we started quite late, so I don't want to waste more of our time, I just want to get straight into my preparation. So what I am basically going to talk about is active leadership. With me, I am an educator, obviously. So I am based at a school. So I am like a classroom-based educator. And if there's one thing that I learned and realized over the years is that it is important to have active leadership, because it is active leadership that actually creates a positive and productive working environment for both the educators and the learners as well. So it is quite important. So it is quite, sorry about that, I got distracted a little bit. So it is quite important for everywhere to have active leadership, but my presentation, I'll be focused more on school setting and school leadership. So now, the reason why I started by saying it is quite important to have active leadership is because, like Ms. Patience Ramara just said, I was awarded the National First Educator for Teaching Natural Sciences in 2024 with regards to National Teaching Awards. And I know that if it wasn't for active leader that I had, and I still have, I wouldn't have done any of these things. As much as, of course, it is my job, and it is my efforts that has put me where I am, but also it is the kind of leadership that I have at my working environment that motivates me to do better for the kids. So I know that it is quite important to have active leadership, because with such leadership, we get to be either motivated or demotivated, where we are learners or educators, because every stakeholder that is present there will definitely be affected by the kind of leadership that is present at that particular environment or school. So the key strength that I have outlined is that mainly it is effective communication, because oftentimes maybe people might think as a leader, you're not supposed to listen to your fellows. Instead, you have to tell them what they have to do. You must give them instructions. Whereas that is honestly not the case. What's quite important is effective communication, because you can't always just impose, tell people do this, don't do that, don't do that. At the end of the day, those people are human. They can think for themselves. And if you're doing that, you are low-key making them kind of pull themselves backwards. They don't want to be engaged with anything, because you make them feel like whatever they have to say, it's not even going to benefit anyone. Therefore, you are imposing. So it's important for any leader to prioritize effective communication at all times. Because even with the kids, in my instance, I work at a primary school. Even with the kids in a class setting, you can't always impose. You must make sure that you do communication and make it effective. You don't just communicate. Always you communicate useless things, but with important things, you just impose. It's important to prioritize effective communication, because with effective communication, every party involved gets to grow. And then the second thing is empathy and emotional intelligence. While we are working with people, it is important to note that if you're working with, it is important to note that we have different aspects of life, which at the end of the day come together to be one thing. So it is important to be very emotionally intelligent, to know how to step with people, to know how to deal with people. Because sometimes people come to work as much as they're not supposed to come with their problems from home, but sometimes they can't just help it. It's just situations that make them be however that they are on that particular day. So it is very important to be emotionally intelligent and not just say, no, you can't do that. You're not supposed to have stress at work. As much as, of course, people shouldn't have stress at work, but sometimes as humans, we can't just help it. Sometimes it's quite hard to put that wall there. So it is very important to have that emotional intelligence as a leader. And then the other thing is to have strategic planning, because if there is no plan, believe you me, no one is going anywhere. We're just gonna round in circles, because we don't have a goal to achieve. We don't have a plan. And also, while we are having those strategic plans, it is important to have steps that are very realistic to achieve those plans that we have. Because oftentimes we think very short term. And if we are thinking short term, most likely we're just gonna move in cycles because we are not growing. We are not growing the school. We are not growing the educators. For instance, maybe if you are a leader at a school, and then by God's grace, you are a doctor, you are a qualified doctor, or you are a master's candidate, or whatever the case may be. But the people that you are leading, your subordinates, they don't have any of those qualifications, and you don't even motivate them to carry on. I mean, what's this word? You don't even motivate them to further their studies. In that way, you're not even planning long term for your school, because if a school is well equipped with people that are well equipped, then the school is growing. So it's important to have strategic planning. And with those strategic planning, as much as you are involving the visions and the missions of the school, also prioritize the stakeholders, which is educators in this particular instance, for them to grow as well. Because if they are growing, the strategic plannings that you have for the school in terms of the visions and the mission will get to be what's this word? That. So if you prioritize the strategic planning together with all the stakeholders that are involved, the school is indeed going to grow. And then the last one is collaboration and teamwork. If you are an active leader, you know that you value the people's opinions as much as you are the one who will be making decisions, but it's important to hear what other people's view are on that particular regard. Because sometimes, maybe let's say we have a budget of saying this year we want to build a lab. And then you give it to your subordinates that, I'm thinking this year we can maybe save up or raise funds and build a lab. And then someone might say, a lab is a good idea, but maybe we can look at it in a year to come. For now, we can work on having a library because our kids can read to understand. Can't read to understand what the pieces say. They can read, of course, but they can't read with meaning. So you see, talking to people when you're collaborating, when you're working as a team, indeed, at the end of the day, as much as you're a leader, you're going to make a decision, but you're going to make a well-informed decision that involved everyone. That was a collaborated situation with everyone that is involved, even with the community as well. It is important to collaborate and work together with the community, because a school is not an island. It is important for the school's vision and missions to align with the community, because schools are there to empower the community. As much as we're just there, maybe we interact with the learners oftentimes, but at the end of the day, what happens in the community affects the school, and what happens in the school affects the community. So it is important to also collaborate with the community as well. Maybe, for instance, last year, we had the whole cholera cases that were, we saw the news. There was a cholera outbreak. So it was important for the schools to collaborate with the community, maybe host a parent meeting to help each other on how we can fight this thing. In that way, we are collaborating for the benefit of the learners and for everyone included. So it is important to prioritize collaboration and teamwork. So now I am going to move to the things that I've noticed that maybe most leaders sometimes should fall in that regard. Maybe the common mistakes that we do, and maybe sometimes we don't do them from a place of hating or a place of, I don't know, but we normally do it with good intentions, but they come out not all right, which the first one is micromanaging. As an active leader, of course, you want to show your subordinates support at all time and show that you are there for them. They must include you. You're very happy to be included in whatever that they're doing, all of that. But there is a fine line between that and micromanaging them. So while you might be thinking, I'm very active, I check their work, I check if they managed to cover what they were supposed to cover on this particular week, there's a thin line between supporting them and actually micromanaging them. So most leaders tend to micromanage their subordinates. And by doing that, Obviously, they make the subordinates feel like maybe they're not trusted enough because someone can give you a job to do. And then while you are carrying out that particular job, now they're coming to you and constantly asking you, hey, how far are you? And sometimes, yes, of course, you have to ask how far are you to show that you are active and you are supporting them, because you can't just say, I'm giving you work to do for term 2, and then you never check up on me. It is important to check up on me and check if I'm still doing okay, but don't overdo it, because by overdoing it, now it's like you're micromanaging me, because I want to feel like I am trusted. This person gave me this task to carry out. So I need to believe that they believe in me to carry out this task. So some leaders, most of the time, we tend to micromanage our subordinates, thinking we are doing them justice. Meanwhile, we are actually making them demotivated because they feel like they're being micromanaged. And then the other one, it is lack of effective communication. So maybe we as leaders, we might give our subordinates maybe task, for instance, and not effectively communicate. Just give them tasks, I expect you to do this particular thing. And then you come after some time and say, hey, now it's time to submit. Whereas you never effectively communicate, this is what I expect from you, this is the time frame. And you might think that, but I gave them the task, and I expect them to get the task done. But you didn't effectively communicate your expectations, your submission, your deadlines, and all of that. So it is important to communicate effectively, not just communicate, but communicate effectively. And then the other one, which is quite common, it's favoritism, because we are humans at the end of the day. We have people that we feel like maybe we connect to more than the others. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If we connect generally, I think that's okay. We can hold conversations, we can talk about general life, not work. That's okay. But it is important to know that when it comes to work, do not practice favoritism, because people can see that this one is actually quite the favorite. And by seeing that, they just feel uninspired and demotivated to do anything. And mind you, in any setting, people are a team. The minute the others feel like, no, but someone is being, they're taken very in high regard as compared to us, the minute they have that spirit of being demotivated and uninspired, now we are not reaching anywhere, because if people are uninspired, are demotivated, they're not going to do anything. The spirit is no longer that working spirit. Even in class with the kids, if they see you favoring the other one, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to participate. Instead, they'd rather tell you to, if you are asking any question, they can tell you to ask your favorite, because it seems like the others don't matter. There's only one person that you're looking at. There's only one person whom you feel like the outcomes should always favor them. So it is important to check with the whole favoritism, because especially when working with adults, especially when you're a leader for adults, because adults can see, we've been around the block, we can see if someone is being a favorite or anything of that regard. So it is important to treat everyone as equal, so that they can also give you what you expect, and you give them what they expect as well. And just avoid the whole favoritism, because it can create conflict at work. Even your favoritism can actually be excluded in so many activities, because the people might be doing whatever that they're doing together. And when the favorite comes, now they're like, no, we can't do with you. Why can't you go to whom? Because you are their favorites. So it just creates a very bad vibe. It creates a bad vibe in a workspace, and it is advised to avoid it at all times. And also the last one, which I am going to discuss, is not being flexible enough. Because sometimes as leaders, we might just feel like, I've made up my mind, this is how things are going to happen. And when someone is telling you that there's actually a better way to carry out that particular thing, you might feel like they're undermining my authority, which is not necessarily the case. We're helping each other. Like I said, it's a teamwork, we're collaborating, and it's important to be flexible, because sometimes we might take a decision now, and then 2 weeks from now, that decision might just be like the world. The world is is evolving at all times. And if we were to be stuck and be like, no, we can't use tablets in class because these kids are going to be distracted. They use tablets for social media. Now we are depriving the kids of growth because the world is evolving. Same as anything on planet Earth. We are evolving. So sometimes we might take decisions now, but with evolving of life, maybe it requires us to change that particular decision. And if we are not flexible enough, we might just be like, no, I have to stick to the course. We can't do that. If we're saying we need to finish this thing on this particular time, we must stick to that. Whereas now it's like you're setting your people up for failure because you don't want to be flexible. You don't want to, change certain things because in anything that we are doing, we are just making things work for us. We're not making things hard for us. Instead, we're making things flexible for every party that is involved in that particular thing. So it is important for us to be flexible. As much as we shouldn't be walkovers as leaders, but we should be flexible. And it's key to know when you are being flexible and when you are being a walkover. You must have authority, of course, but never undermine other people's opinions because those opinions might be taking us to actually a better place because, we are flexible enough to even consider and hear opinions of others. Because now in a working space, like where I work, for instance, I am a very young, not young, but particularly young educator. And now that I'm a departmental head, it makes me quite a young leader. So working with young people, sometimes our minds work like over. So we constantly want to make things better. So we constantly be like, no, but how about we host this? So maybe we have year plans as schools. We have year plans on this particular day. We are expected to do this and all of that. We have year plans before the year starts. So along the year, there's so many things that happens. And like I said, I am quite a young leader and I'm quite flexible, and my mind is always working and I just want to improve as much as we have the year plan, but I constantly have ideas along the way and I'll be like, no, but how about we actually do this, we do that. So it is important for leaders to be flexible also in that regard because the minute you make your subordinates, because as much as I'm a leader, I have a principal as well. So he is a leader above me. So in anything that I do, it is important for me to report to him. So when I feel like he's not responding, sometimes obviously I'm not expecting positive response but if I feel like he's not responding at all, that demotivates me. And next time I don't want to chip in with anything. I don't want to say anything because I just feel like you're not flexible enough. So not being flexible can also uninspire your subordinates, which is something we totally do not want. We want working environments that are productive and positive and constantly inspiring everyone that is involved in that. So now I am going to share the few lessons that I learned as a young leader. The first one, which is bridging the gap, because like I mentioned, that I'm a very young leader and I have to believe that I'm quite active in that regard. So, like I'm constantly involved in so many things at schools because I just feel like I have so much time. I can do most of the things, but it's important to not create gaps between the other school management members with the educators. Because sometimes, like I said, I am involved in so many projects and maybe other projects don't involve the other school management members. It's just me and the other educators. So it is important for me to bridge gaps because sometimes the school management team is often misunderstood. And then it can be quite easy to just feed on that, just make yourself look like I'm not the other members of the school management team. I'm actually cool, I'm flexible, I listen to your cries, guys, I'm on your side. It is important to never be that person. Instead, it's important to bridge the gap. Like I said, or sometimes the decisions are taken in the school management team can often be misunderstood. So it's important to bridge that gap. Oh my God, I'm taking so
Hello.
MC,
Hello.
I think we lost our speaker there.
Yes, no, but I just came back. I think my network was acting up a little bit, but I think it's a sign for me to wrap up. So, yes, as I was saying, it is important to bridge the gap and not feed on the misunderstanding that sometimes may occur between the educators and the school managing team. And also, it is important to lead by example. As much as maybe sometimes you're not always requiring things that have been done before. For myself, like I said, I am quite a young and active leader, if I say so myself. So there's certain things that maybe I'm introducing to my school, which were never there before, were never being done before. So now, obviously, we're stepping out of our comfort zone into something that we've never done before. So it is important for me to lead by example that, I know that we're going into a place that we have never been before. But I went there myself, and I'm coming to take you by your hand that it is possible for us to do that, because it is quite easy for me as a departmental head to maybe demand things from my fellow educators and say, I want this by every Friday. And I myself do not do that. And in that way, obviously, I wouldn't be fair to my fellow educators. But also, it is important for me to lead by example so that I know if what I want from my educators is doable or not. Because you can ask so many things, but you yourself can't even do them because those things are not doable. So it is important to lead by example. If I expect my educators to be in class on time, because as a departmental head, my job is to manage curriculum coverage and deliverance. So my educators, it is important for them to be in class on time every day, all the time. So I lead by example as well, that when it is my time to be in class, best believe it, I will be there on time. In that way, I am also indirectly inspiring them and showing them that, this is doable, we can do it. And the next time when I have to hold them accountable, I can do that confidently because I know myself, I've been doing that. So I expect them to follow, as I was leading by example. But yeah, no, I just want to say this quote, that leadership is not about being in charge. Instead, it is about taking care of those in your charge. So yeah, that's my presentation about active leadership. But more than anything, thank you for giving me this opportunity, because indeed, like Mr. M.E. mentioned, iron sharpens iron. So thank you. I don't know if there's maybe any questions that I'm missing. MC.
Thank you very much, EL Maserule. Thank you very much. EL Ntando, over to you. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, Ms. Maserole, and thank you very much for coming in just such short notice. And thank you very much. It was very much detailed. I loved it. It was very lovely. It was very, very active. It's just evidence that what you're saying, you are doing it, even even though you are sitting down there. I can tell that you are really an active leader. I enjoyed the part where you said you involved the community when you faced a challenge and the kids were affected when they were sick. You did not only lead inside the school, but you also took leadership outside the school and you involved the stakeholders who are our community around us. So I really appreciate that. It really opened my eyes that we are not only focusing on the little community, but also on the big community. Thank you very much. MC, back to you.
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for also the wonderful presentation by Ms. Maserule. We really appreciate. So I just want to check if the presenter has managed to join us, the first speaker.
Good afternoon, sir. The speaker is now
Yes, ma'am.
here.
Okay. You can go ahead, ma'am, and introduce the first speaker. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have
Afternoon.
now here, we have our second speaker, who is Ms. Dr. Ishmael Sello. He is attached to Bogodi Primary School at Ramotiwa. He was held up in traffic, but now he has arrived. We welcome him into the summit. Over to you, Mr. Sello.
I'm in the meeting. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, colleagues. And my apologies for that. I think I'll just have to do this so that you can be able to see me. I'm not sure if I should present my PowerPoint or just a talk show. Maybe if I can get a confirmation on that.
You're welcome to present your presentation, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And my apologies once again. I just what happened was beyond my control, but finally I'm here. Didn't schedule is fine. I'll present the phone. All right. Come on. I believe my presentation is up now and running.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, and where I am now, it's in the evening. I'm not sure of other countries, but allow me to say good morning, good day, and good evening. This is Ishmael Sello from South Africa. I'm based at a township called Mankweng, commonly known as Teflop, in Polokwane, as a city. And today I will be presenting on reimagining school leadership today. Why reimagining school leadership? I so strongly believe that the type of the leaders that we have today differs from the leaders we had tomorrow. We had yesterday. So now we are talking of the modern leadership, and many of us are still stuck in the traditional leadership. So that is why I thought if I can perhaps present on this, it might be something interesting. Now, allow me to start with a quote by Alvin Toffler that says, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but rather those who cannot learn, who cannot unlearn and relearn." There are people whom are very stuck in whatever that they have learned. They believe that because they were taught, perhaps by their teachers or whosoever, so there's no way that they can change whatever that they have learned. So hence Alvin Toffler says, no, it's high time whereby you need to unlearn that and then relearn it again. So once you relearn it, you start doing things differently. Because we want leaders who are very innovative, not just leaders, but leaders who are very much innovative. So again, I have the difference between the traditional leadership as well as the modern leadership, so that one can be able to check whether they are traditional or they are the modern type of leaders. So when it comes to the traditional leadership and the approach to authority, they themselves focuses on the hierarchical structures where the authority is centralized and decisions typically flow from the top to the bottom. So it's that type of a leader who says, you cannot tell me anything, I'm your boss, I'm your leader. So that is their approach. Whereas with the modern leaders, my apologies, sorry, I'm trying to minimize it. With the modern leaders, They themselves rather emphasizes collaboration and empowerment, seeking to decentralize decision-making and involve team members in strategic discussions. So they are able to open up or to open for discussion or advices from the team members, because they know that we are the leaders, but we don't know everything. Hence, they allow their subordinates or the team members rather to also participate in the approach to authority. So in terms of communication style, the traditional leaders, they often rely on formal communication channels. When they redirect or the directives are communicated clearly, but they lack feedback loops. So it's that thing of saying you do this and then there's no feedback thereafter or accountability. So that is the type of the traditional. So with the modern, they value open communication and feedback. They encourage dialogue across all levels of the organization, and transparency is emphasized, as well as alignment. It's that thing of saying there are no hidden agendas. They open up, they are transparent on everything. And then in terms of the focus, the traditional leaders, they tend to preserve existing practices and value stability, sometimes resistant to rapid change or innovation. Is that thing of saying, no, this is how I was taught. My manager said I should do this way. So they are not flexible when it comes to innovation. So those are the traditional, whereas the modern, they embraces innovation. They always eager to try new things. If this one is not working, they bring another one. They are always innovative. They adapt quickly to changes in the external environment, where they foster a culture of continuous improvement and agility. So with the modern, they actually believe in what the teachers believe they are, which is a lifelong learning. So most of the teachers will tell you that they are lifelong learners. But when you try to trace their actions, what they do, you'll find that some they are not lifelong learners. They are just lifelong learners by talking. But when it comes to actions, they are not. But when it comes to modern leadership, they prioritize that. They make sure that they keep on developing themselves. So those are the modern type of the leaders. Again, according to me, there are three types of school leaders. This is according to me. According to internet and other information, you realize that there are so many types of leaders. But according to me, there are three types of leaders, which the first one is proactive leaders. So when they are saying you are a proactive leader, it means you are the person who initiate and drive positive change within the school. So it doesn't matter the type of the school you are leading, whether it's a rural, whether it's an urban or whatsoever, but you are always eager to drive change. In other ways, or in short, I can say the proactive leaders, they are the type of the leaders who make things happen. What is in their mind? What is in the back of their head is always to make things happen, no matter what. And secondly, we have got the passive participants. The passive participants, according to me, there are those who require constant guidance. They require constant support. They often being pushed to act rather than taking initiative. So these ones, in many instances, they are called wheelbarrow type of leaders. Meaning, in other words, this one, without you moving them, without you shifting them from position A to B, they cannot do that all by themselves, because they are a wheelbarrow. If a wheelbarrow is stationary, it will be there forever. But once you move it to another position, it means it's not the wheelbarrow that moved, but it's you who moved the wheelbarrow. So those are the passive participants type of leaders. Lastly, we have got the unaware leaders. The unaware leaders, according to me, they are the type of the leaders who are disengaged and obvious to developments and changes within their environment. So in short, or in other ways, I can say the unaware leaders, they are the leaders who are not even aware of whether they think some things are happening. They are not aware that things are happening. They just happen. But later they will say, oh, no, I wasn't aware. You get it. Those are the type of the unaware leaders. So the question will be, what type of a leader are you? Are you a proactive leader? Are you a wheelbarrow leader? Or are you an unaware leader? Because here we are talking of reimagining leadership. We need to reimagine this because people, they are very stagnant in whatever positions they are, in whatever the type of leadership they are. So that is why they will tell you that, no, myself, I'm an autocratic leader. Myself, I'm a solo leader, and so on and so forth. So what type of a leader exactly are you? So in order for you to move with times, you need to make sure that you are the proactive leader. This is the type of the leader that I will recommend to anyone. Be a leader who's always aware. Be a leader who's always eager to make things happen. Again, somebody might ask themselves to say, why leadership needs reimagining? Because now I'm talking of reimagining leadership. So why is that important? We may think, we are very aware that currently we are in the 4IR, right? We started from first industrial revolution, now we are on the 4th. Other countries are already in the 5th. We are also in the 21st century. So as much as we are in the 21st century, we need to align ourselves. We need to align our thinking to that of 21st century. So we reimagine leadership because of the modern challenges. We reimagine leadership because of the equity and inclusivity. How things are happening now is no longer the same as how things were happening before or yesterday. We are reimagining leadership because of collaboration. We are trying to move from the top-down leadership to the teamwork and the community involvement. And I'm glad Maserola already touched base on that. So we don't want that type of a leader who will say, no, this is my territory. Nobody will tell me anything. So hence, we are reimagining this. We need innovation. We need leaders who will be able to think outside the box towards their subordinates. Think outside the box. You need to prepare yourself for the future. As I've said, we are in the 21st century, so you always need to keep on upskilling yourself. Soon we'll be in the 22nd century, 23rd century, and so on and so forth. So some information keep on updating. So as much as the information keep on updating, you also as an individual need to keep on updating yourself. You need to keep on developing yourself positively and professionally. And we are also reimagining leadership because of resilience. Equipping leaders to manage change and to also manage uncertainties effectively. Not just to manage them, but to manage them effectively. So this is my belief to say, why are we actually reimagining leadership? Why is reimagination very important when it comes to leadership? Again, importantly, according to me, there are the 3 pillars when it comes to the principle of reimagining leadership. The first one, and that I believe is the most important one, is the vision and the innovation. Whichever institution you work at, you need to make sure that you are always aware, you envision for the future. That is why the vision is what you are blending to achieve in the future. And for you to do that, you need to be innovative. There's no way you can reach there if you're not innovative enough. Or else you will take 20 hours or rather 20 years to move from point A to point B. Whereas someone can do that in 1 year because of their innovation skills. Again, the issue of collaboration and communication. There are some leaders who are very good. They are very good at what they're doing. Whenever you go anywhere, they will tell you that, no, your Sello is a leader. No, Sello, look at how he does things. But the question is, as a leader, are you empowering your subordinates? That is very important. There are so many leaders who will tell you face to face to say, you know, in this department, if I can leave, they won't perform the same way as they are performing now. What are you trying to say as a leader? If I leave this school today, tomorrow it won't be the same. It won't achieve the same results. What are you trying to say? As a leader, you need to make sure that you empower your subordinates, empower your staff, so that whether in your presence or absence, they should keep on performing the same way as a leader. And this is where most of the leaders fail, because they think they are holier than thou. So if you are that type of a leader, you need to change. The other thing is adaptability and resilience. You need to thrive in the face of uncertainty and change. Today, don't produce 100%, but next day you produce 20%. The other year you produce 80%. No, you are not consistent. Remember, we are not looking at the mediocrity. We are looking at the quality, not quantity. So you need to make sure that you thrive as a leader in the face of any uncertainty or any change. If it happens that you lose 3 teachers today because they got promotional posts somewhere, you need to make sure that you are still thriving, even in their absence. So that is what I believe leadership is all about. And this is why we need to reimagine leadership. As I'm about to conclude, I won't waste much time. I believe that there are strategies that need to be implemented for change. The other thing, or the most important thing, is the technology integration. Most of the leaders today, if you can check, they will tell you that no, technologies for silos, technologies for young teachers, technologies for, you get it, not for us, because we are the BPTs. They even gave themselves a nickname. They call them BPT, born before technology. That is wrong, according to me. That is not true. As a leader, you need to make sure that you leverage tools like learning management system, the LMS. Doesn't matter what type of LMS, to enhance teaching and administrative duties effectively. In South Africa, I think it's before 2012, teachers were doing their administrative stuff manually. But now, the department introduced what we call SSMs. Today, they are able to do a lot of administrative stuff very effectively and efficiently. So that means that as a teacher, you need to think like that. Think of the things that will make your life easier. Today, we have got so many platforms that teachers are using, so many platforms that schools are using, so many platforms to leverage technology. So as a leader, you need to make sure that you move towards that direction, because the learners that we are teaching today, the students that we are teaching today, are the students of technology. In many instances, when I talk to teachers and learners, I always tell them, if you can take a 6-month-old child, you give them a phone, they will be able to perform magic. They will be able to play music. They will be able to do a lot of things. Why? Because they are the kids of technology. We cannot deny that. As much as we were born before ourselves or others, but this generation that we are teaching now, they are there. So why can you teach them how they enjoy? There is one man that I like who said, if you are still teaching your students the same way you were taught, you are denying them the opportunity for learning. Because most of us, we are very comfortable of how we were taught. We believe that is how things need to be done. This is 21st century. This is 21st century. We need to change. The other thing is fostering inclusive cultures. You need to provide training on diversity, on equity, on inclusion. You don't have to be biased. No. Remember that the learners that we are teaching are very much different. We have got different type of learners. We have got those who learn by seeing, they call them the visual learners. We have got those who learn by hearing, the auditory. We have those who learn by touching and doing stuff, they call kinesthetic. We have those who learn by reading and writing. So we have got different type of learners. Hence, I'm saying you need to make sure that you foster inclusive cultures. And again, you need to promote mental health awareness. Most of the learners that we are teaching today, most of the subordinates that we are having today, they are going through a lot. But as a leader, are you even aware of that? Today, it's cold, tomorrow it's hot, tomorrow they keep on changing because they are going through a lot. So as a leader, what are you doing? Colleagues are very much demotivated, like Maserole has said just earlier. So as a leader, what are you doing? As a 21st century leader, for that matter, what are you doing? You are just saying, no. This is none of my business. They should deal with that by themselves. Or are you doing something? You need to partner with counselors, partner with experts for all of that, and provide mental health resources and training for staff. So as I take away, ladies and gentlemen, as I finish, I will say leadership must must evolve to meet the challenges of a changing world. Innovation, collaboration, and adaptability are essential for progress. If you don't have any of that, you need to go back to the mirror. Look to that particular mirror and come up with a different perspective, because we need leaders who will be able to act, not leaders who are just talking. We are tired of talking. We want actions. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me not waste much time. Allow me to conclude with a quote by the famous Nelson Mandela, who said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which one can use to change the world." And again, to the young leaders who are present in this meeting, I think as young leaders, it's high time whereby we need to stop complaining and do things happen, make things happen. If you are good at something, I am good at something, somebody else is good at something, let us all do what we are good at, and together we will bring the change that we want. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say, Shishi. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ishmael. We really learned a lot. I don't know, from the two speakers, I'm not sure if it's possible that they can share with us their presentations, so that we can continue to learn from what they were teaching us. Hello, is everyone there? Can anyone hear me?
We're still here.
You crystal clearly hear you.
Yes, sir, we are here. We can hear you, sir. We are here.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope that the two speakers will get the information and they will share with us. So without any waste of time, I want us to allow the first group to present. Group 1, over to you.
Good people, good evening. Am I audible enough?
Evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, we're still trying to put these things in order here. But we're going to be speaking about the managers and the leaders. Now there's going to be like a contrast between the two. Now, I'm not sure if now you can see the slides. Can you?
Not yet.
Not
Oh,
yet.
it's coming.
Okay.
Yes.
We're almost there. In the first slide, we say a manager.
Sorry to interrupt. You can press F5 on your keyboard, so you can go to presentation mode.
F5.
Yes.
I can't see. Please just bear with us. Are we there? Yes. Okay. Now the first slide says do more than manage, lead up principles at lead. What is that? Okay, leadership versus managers, they are two distinct, they've got two distinct roles. You've got the managing, the manager, and we've got the leader. Here, as the first slide says, managing and leadership. Now, as a manager, you find the manager more often focuses on efficiency, whilst the leader focuses on implementation. And you can see here the second one is planning and organization. That is the manager. He plans and work. Just the manager is, how should I put this? The leader is a visionary. Now the manager plans and organizes. Now the manager is just focusing on problem solving, and the leader is empowering people who are the subordinates, so that even if maybe, how should I put this? The leader puts systems in order, so that even if he's not there, things can still be working accordingly. Now, the manager is more on execution side, and now the leader influences people that are subordinates. Now, after influencing people, those people are going to execute. So the manager meaning is limited only, but then the leader he has got that execution himself, but at the same time he influences these people to be executing what's supposed to be done. Can we go to the second slide?
Yes, we are presenting. We're speaking about the manager and the leader, looking more on the characteristics of the leader, because the leader has got more of the positive things than the manager. We say leaders are born, and then managers you can develop. You can have a post being a manager. You don't have to have those characteristics of a leader. Managers focuses on specific tasks and projects, while the leaders encompasses vision and strategy. So the leader is a visionary leader who has got a long-term plan, and managing is often more tactical, while leadership is more strategic and inspirational. So the leader can inspire the people to do more, to be better, while the manager is more on the planning side. The manager ensures stability and efficiency, while the leader drives change and innovation. So with the leader, he is able to inspire the people or the team to do more, to do better, to be creative, to be more of what they can be, while the manager is more on ensuring stability and efficiency planning, unlike what the leader is able to do.
Okay. The next slide says effective organization need a balance both strong management and leadership. Now, like we said, the leader is more on empowering the people that he works with and inspiring them to do things. If you've got a good coach, the people that are playing under that coach, they want to satisfy that coach. Now, as a leader, you make people to be they are like your parts. You even if you're not there, they can do more than if you're with them. Now, a leader is not positional. Great leaders walk the talk, not talk the walk. They do. That is why we're saying, if you're a leader, you must start. It must start first with you, so that people can follow in your footsteps. Now, even if you say this can be done, you are sure it can be done, because if you didn't do it, if you just order people to do things, now even if you give them things that are not possible, you're not going to be aware that you're giving things that are not possible, and you'll see afterwards when results are needed that you gave people things that are not possible to be done. Now, they have the capacity to translate vision into reality. Okay, now when you talk of a leader, we're talking of someone, we're saying you start with the end from the beginning. Now, if you're a visionary, you see what you want at the end, and you plan towards that. But now a manager is someone who, if you compare the manager and the leader, the manager is like rigid. It's not very flexible. Now, like we said, a leader is born, but a manager, you train him into that. Now we have a leader in someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way, so that people can follow. I'm going to give an example of someone like the owner of KFC. He's not there now, but the systems that they put in place, they are still there, and people who followed him, they are still now innovative. They put things into place, and they go with the times. Now we in this technology, now those companies can innovate and put things that are relevant as we speak now.
Then we say leadership is more than management. We say leaders think longer term, longer range plan. So as a leader, you must be able to plan for the coming 5 years, not just looking at what is happening now. You must be able to think out of the box. Leaders delegate, and even when they're gone, the system will continue like a well-oiled machine. Just like my partner has already stated, if the principal goes from a school, that school must be able to run. We don't say now that the principal is gone, the school is falling apart. If you are a good leader, you must be able to delegate, to train other leaders. Leaders see within a larger context. They do not see what is happening right now. They see even what will be happening next year, the coming year, and the other year. Being able to unlock the potential in others. So a leader must be able to know the subordinates or the people that are in that team, so that he can be able to know their strengths and their weaknesses, know what they are able to do and what they are not able to do. Create an environment that is friendly for everyone, so that their potential can be unlocked. A leader, a good leader, will be able to inspire others to become better leaders, not only to manage them, to tell them what to do, what not to do, not to micromanage them, but to give them a space so that they're able to grow.
Leaders are selfless. They always have empathy. Now, the people that are working under you, when they come to you, giving you some circumstances that shows that some things are beyond their control. You should be showing some empathy and working with them so that now the work can be done. They always ask how their actions impact on others, learners, teachers, parents, and all stakeholders. So that is the duty of a leader. They're looking at things in terms of the entire organization and beyond.
We say leaders are those people who are able to push boundaries. They do not work within that confinement of where they are. They find better ways to make improvements. They look at the bigger picture of what will happen if they do this and improve the school or that organization. Leaders are those people who can make changes. Like we said, we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Every leader must be able to move with the change that is happening within that context, so that the team, the learners are not being left behind, looking into the future and where they are going to work, where they are going to tertiary schools, so that they can be able to compete with their counterparts wherever they go. A leader is someone who is able to explore new territories, someone who is not afraid of change, someone who can introduce new things into the organization so that the organization can grow.
Now, managers do the right things. Managers are people who do things. Just a minute. I want to put something here. Okay. So sorry about that. Managers are people who do things right, while leaders are people who do the right things. Now, why do you say they do the right things? As visionaries, they can see that this is needed, even in future. The things that they decided to delve on, you'd find they are relevant to the times they are living in. They are making sure that they do the right things the right way, not compliance. They like at the school, they don't do things just to satisfy the district. It's not people that are just working on the ATP, so that now when the SES comes, they find they've covered every little bit. They must carry their subordinates, which are the learners, with, and that they must see that everything that is done there, the main purpose of being into the class is to have the learners uplift their knowledge, not just to comply with the ATP. Now, things are done for today, tomorrow, ensuring the sustainability and continuity. That is what we said as a leader. The leader puts systems into place so that now, even if it's not there, the things will still be running. Now, my co-presenter here showed that now. The leader is someone who if maybe it happens that he leaves the school, things will still be running. This point here shows that now. I'm not going to pinpoint, but in my mind, I thought of some schools that usually top the province, the Limpopo province here in South Africa. If a principal of that school leaves now, we expect that school to still run, because there is a culture. Now, as a leader, he inculcates the culture of working efficiently and doing the things right, not just to do things for that little moment. It's someone who foresees the future and inculcate the culture in the people, that even if he leaves, that culture of working hard, of doing things the right way, it is still in there with those people.
We say leaders are agents of change. These leaders they desire innovation. They instill in the team to be creative, to go into what is being done during that era where they are in, so that they are able to flow with whatever is happening in the system. They are able to face new challenge. When new challenge comes, they are able to face it head on and not shake their responsibility. The leaders are those people who are able to seek help when necessary. Like if you do not know something, you are able to go to the next person who is more able, so that you can also be helped. They get comfortable with change. We usually say people like to stay in the comfort zone. So with the leader, they are more comfortable when the change is coming, so that they can move with the current affairs. Leaders face change or any obstacle head on. They are people who can explore and be creative. Okay, we say leaders are the people who must have resilience and adaptability. They must.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am. You are not audible. Can you speak next to the microphone?
Yes. We say leaders are a people who have resilience and adaptability. They are able to approach problems with a solution-oriented mind. There are people who are able to solve any problem that comes their way, because they can seek help, they can outsource, so that the team is in power with anyone or anywhere or any organization in the whole world.
Leaders invest power in others. Now, when we talk of investing power in others, that is, you empower them, and that it goes back to that point where we say, even if even if a person leaves the organization because the subordinates are empowered, the organization will still go at the pace at which it was going. They are leading. Leading is about releasing, not controlling, because people are not stones. If they realize that we want to control them, that's when you're going to receive resistance from the people. Good leaders give the power to others. That is, you delegate. A person who can delegate is a very successful person. Leaders invest in good, hardworking people. That is, you even give incentives as people are working hard, so that they know that if we achieve this, that there is some incentive that we get. That is the type of a leader that we need. They assign responsibilities. It still goes back to delegation. If you assign this one with the responsibility, and at the end of the day, the person comes and reports back to us. Because if you give a person responsibility, that person must come back and report back to the group. And then, because that person sees that now I worked on this and I achieved, and he comes back, he reports back. It gives him that responsibility gives him he sees that now he's capable, and he's proud of himself. They invest in mentoring and coaching the team. Now, a group that is mentored or in a good way and coached rightly, it will always yield good results. So as in a school setup, now if the HOD is mentoring his or her teachers, the teachers will give good results. You will see the pass rate will be higher, because now the HOD there is mentoring his people the correct way. They encourage the team to take initiatives. Now people are not kept in a smaller corner there. They know that we can take initiatives. You give them the right platform to fly high and give results that are good. They have strong desire to uplift others. Now, if you uplifted your team, we are going to see the results that this person is a good leader, because now the results that are going to come out of there, they will be commendable. They support the team in their developments, and they provide opportunities for them to lead. So if you created a good opportunity, a good environment for your people, and you give them the challenges. Now you know, if you are a good leader, let me try and just dissect the word challenge. You see the word challenge has got a number of terms there, but in between the word challenge there is the LLE. In my view, the LLE stands for limitlessness. If you can just lift the LLE out of that challenge, you are faced here we are left with change. Now, a leader is someone who, if he has got a challenge, then he makes his people to realize that now they've got power, they are unlimited, and as long as if they're limitless, that there's going to be change in that organization. Now, like I said, they provide opportunities for them to realize that now they can fly high. And thank you for the opportunity to present to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Group 1. So without any waste of time, we would like to take this time and allow Group 2 to continue. Group 1, you can stop sharing your screen. Thank you. Group 2, you're welcome to continue. Your presentation is on the screen. Members of Group 2, are you there? Group 2, please carry on with your presentation. Hello, Group 2 members.
How do we make them aware that maybe they muted themselves? Because the screen is here, they share their screen.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yes, we are Group 2, but we don't know if it is possible that maybe you can skip us and take maybe other group, then we'll come, because we're still discussing who must present for us. If possible, please.
Okay, noted.
Okay, thank you.
The host, you can so group 3, you may ascend the stage. Group 3, you may ascend the stage. Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, ma'am. We can hear you. You may continue.
Yes, now I'm a member of group 3, but we were somehow challenged. One of us was traveling, could not settle, and we prepared the slides. Unfortunately, one of us also who prepared the slides is feeling unwell, cannot talk. Apparently, it's like I'm alone in the group. But I feel that even without the slides,
I think I will assist, don't worry, but you can take us through.
Okay, she has now come up. Okay, carry on, please. Carry on.
I was thinking that you will take us through as you are audible enough. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Evening, colleagues.
Yeah, good evening.
Even though I'm not feeling well, I believe that I will just try to do the best I can, and I don't think I will be long. With our group, we are going to present about a humble leader, and then I started by defining a leader as the ability to influence and guide individuals or groups towards achieving shared goals. And it also involves directions, alignment, and commitment. So, as an authentic, humble leader, is the leader that knows the value of each individual brings to the organization. So, which means every member values when coming to a humble leader. And then the next slide, you can see that it is a ladder showing humility as the foundation. And then at the bottom, you can see that is someone who is showing action without reward. So, which means this person can do anything without getting any incentive from the company or from the organization. And then the second one from the bottom is kindness. So, which means my humbleness is also important, or it plays an important role in leadership. And then also fairness. The speaker, I cannot recall her name, the first speaker, she also highlighted an issue of fairness or an issue of favoritism, which is important. And then next one is tolerance, and then the last one is respect. So all these things together, they can build up a good humility or humble leader. And then we also have examples of a humble leader. Humble leaders are not easily embarrassed. You know, when working with people, some intentionally they can do something to embarrass you, but as a leader, you need not to be easily embarrassed. And then they did not offend easily, even if they are not receiving any credit. Because sometimes if you do things so that people can maybe applaud you, when people didn't do that, that is then maybe some people they feel offended. So as a humble leader, they don't get offended easily, and they are also willing to lift others up. And then I'm still checking. Ma'am, you can assist. It seems as if I'm
Yeah,
See,
you'll just continue to share the slide as I present, as I read, go through. So
okay.
after, yes, yeah. So we're still talking about that. So maybe before I go to explain the characteristics of a humble leader, yes, maybe just let me emphasize on what we discussed about the first aspects of a leader. We talked of kindness. A leader who is kind is able to show empathy to the team members. At least we show a leader who shows concern to the team members. If a team member or our followers have got challenges, we say that should be able to listen. We should be able to give a listening ear. And then is what brought us to the second ladder of being fairness, consider mistakes. So even if we find our team members in mistakes, then we have to be fair when we're dealing with such mistakes. Then we tolerate them. We understand every weaknesses, every strength. And most of the time, we discussed that we are supposed to build more on the strength of our team members other than talking about weaknesses all the time. We encourage them to improve on their weaknesses, but for the strengths, we keep on building them, and then we treat them with respect, just as my colleague has said. And therefore, as we move on to the characteristics of a humble leader, we said that a humble leader has the desire to learn. It's been repeated here and there from every speaker to another, that the type of leadership that we need in the 21st century is long life learning. We are leaders who are supposed to learn and embrace change every now and again. And therefore, we also talked about the ability to reveal what they don't know. Yes, we've also discussed most of the time that we don't unlike the old types of leadership where leaders assumed that they are everything. But then with the current humility, where leaders practice humility, when there's something, we have a challenge, we have to accept it. And just as we've said before, if it is a weakness, we have to find a way of improving on it. And even as we learn, we also allow others the chance also to learn new things as we're also eager to learn. Then also cutting across, even from the other explanation, we talked about solid listening skills. We have to give a listening ear, especially to our team members, and especially now that most of us, we are leaders in the school setup. I want to echo a point that was also said by one presenter before, that the learners that we handle, they have challenges, they have traumatic experiences, and therefore when we interact with them, we need to give a very solid listening ear. We have to have this listening skill that we have. I don't know, this interruption, someone to unmute.
Sorry, please switch off your mic if you're not presenting. Thank you. You may continue.
Yes. Yeah, so then the last point in the characteristics of a humble leader, we talked about compassionate. This one also covers and it concludes all the above points. We have to be compassionate as we deal with our team members, and also as we deal with the learners, as we deal with the community members, as we deal with the parents. We have to be compassionate, to be accommodative. We accommodate everyone, despite their condition, despite their status. We have to be compassionate to accommodate everyone. Then you can move to the next slide. Yes, now, as a humble leader, what are our roles? What are our roles? Just as I've said before, some of these cut across as we do our roles, as we present our characteristics. And therefore we say, number one, our role is being a listener. We say that they actively listen to their team members. listen to their ideas, you know, in as much as people may come up with ideas, different ideas, then we have to listen to their ideas and compare one idea with the other one. Concerns, if there's a team member or a group of people have concerns of how the organization is being run or how things are done in the organization, we have this need that we give feedbacks without judgment. You know, human beings tend to judge, but then we need to give feedbacks without judgment. Then a servant leader, when we are doing different styles of leadership, we talked much about servant leadership. Then we said they are leaders who are out the needs of the team or the organization above their own. They count above, they always consider others first. Actually, we said that this is the type of leadership that was even practiced by, for those of us who are Christians, these were practiced by our Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus was a servant leader. He led to an extent that when he had now to go away, his ministry did not end. And therefore, Jesus considered the needs of others first, then he would consider his needs later. And therefore, as a humble leader, we have to imitate that kind of leadership that even for our organizations to run smoothly. The aspect of listening is also repeated there, but then this one explained that they are open to new ideas and acknowledge they don't know, they acknowledge that they don't know everything, constantly seeking to learn and grow. This one is very, very important. We don't assume that the phrase is always do as I say, not as I do. And therefore, those types of leaders are no longer effective in organizations. It's a leader who will always acknowledge that I can also get knowledge and skills. I can also get ideas from others and implement. And then this one brings in collaboration, which a humble leader has the role of being a collaborator, is able to share credit and promote teamwork rather than individual accolades. Therefore, as a humble leader, we need to be collaborators. We collaborate, and then we ensure that we incorporate everyone in the team. We incorporate team spirit. We incorporate, we don't leave anybody behind. We make sure that everyone is involved in decision-making, in implementation, and in everything that we do. Even if someone is challenged, we don't make judgment. That just as we said before, we move as a team and we move with everyone and everybody feels comfortable. Then I want to say thank you for listening to us, even though our presentation was a bit short, but that is the much we can do for now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I don't know if group 2 are ready, or should we move to group 4? Group 2, are you still deliberating? Okay, let's take this time and give group 4 a chance to present.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, you're speaking to Lina from group 2.
Oh, you are ready now?
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay, you can carry on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone who can share the screen for us? Okay, thank you very much. So this is group 2. So the delegations, our topic is delegation of responsibilities. So in group 2, our slogan is Together We Can. So it's gonna be presented by E.L. Shalati, E.L. Lina, and E.L. Caroline. Will you please go to the next slide? So with our topic, so the topic of delegation of responsibility. So the definition of this topic, as it is shared on the screen, it says is the act of assigning specific task. Is the act of assigning specific task or decision-making authority from a manager to the team members or a team member. And it also allows leaders to focus on high-level responsibilities while empowering others to contribute to the organization's goals. Will you please go to, yes. So with the benefits of delegation, because you know, in the school, we do have so many responsibilities. So we have to delegate. So the benefits of delegation, we have to increase efficiency and productivity. So when we talk about increasing the efficiency.
Sorry, ma'am, to interrupt.
Yes.
There's disturbance. Can you please switch off the mic if you're not presenting? Thank you. You can continue, ma'am.
Okay. With the benefits of delegation, so we increase the ability to achieve an end goal to the team members. This ability that they have to achieve, so they have to achieve with no waste of energy. So this is the first benefit of delegation, and also the productivity as well. We increase the productivity. So the second point is that the benefit of delegation, we develop employee skills, because we do have skills, different skills. So, but some of the skills we find that maybe they are hidden, or maybe they don't want to show other people that what skills they do have. So, but we do develop their employee skills and also their confidence, because you know, most of us, we don't have a confidence, like even ourselves, even myself, I didn't have a confidence to do this presentation as well. But when doing the delegation, so we develop that confidence. And also the other benefit is to reduce management overload. As I have already spoken, that there's lots of tasks or lots of responsibilities that are taking over at the school level. So as the principal, or maybe the team leader won't take all those responsibilities on his or on her own. So then the overload must be reduced at all levels. And the other point is that when delegating, we build a trust and also improves the team dynamics. So some of other people or some other team members, you find that maybe they do have their new ideas that they want to share with us at school. So when doing the delegation, we make sure that those dynamics from these other team members, they must be shown. Those new ideas, we have to accommodate those people to come up with the new ideas in order to improve our school. And the last one, it also encourages accountability and the ownership. So accountability, you find that maybe some other people, they don't want to share their ideas because they don't want to account. So, but if you've been delegated, so you'll be able to account if maybe you failed. So, but if you failed, doesn't mean that they're going to punish you. When they say you have to account, it's like you must be responsible for what you've done. So if maybe you've done the good things, so you have to share the good practices with others. If you failed, so Some other people, they will they will, what can I say? They will ratify you. They won't just say you've done it wrong, so then you are done, we are finished. So they're going to rectify you. They will monitor and support you at the same time. So it encourages that accountability and their ownership. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Thank you and good evening. I'm Shalati. I'm going to carry on with our presentation. And then we said, how will the responsibility be delegated to the members? So as a leader, you need to know your people. You need to know your team members, and then you must know their weakness and their strength, so that when you choose activities for them, you know which activity must be given to whom. Because if you just delegate for the sake of delegating, at the end of the day, you might not reach your goal. So as a leader, you need to stay focused. You need to stay focused and know what is your goal. And then at the end of the day, you must achieve your goal. We know it very well that at school, our main focus is the interest of the child. We need to make sure that we produce a competitive learners who can stand up and face the world at large. So in order for you as a leader to can achieve that, it means when you delegate responsibilities to your team members, make it a point that you delegate the right people for the right activity. Another thing is you must welcome ideas from your team members. As a leader of the school, you need not to carry the school on your shoulders or on your head and say, this is my school, I'll make decisions. You need to sit with your team members and give them chance to can come up with the ideas that can take the school far. And then what you can do is you need to empower your members by giving them the right to can make decisions when necessary. You can do this by maybe you find that you are having your SMT members. Just delegate them the responsibilities. For an example, maybe in a week or a day, you just give one of the SMT members the authority to run the school. You tell the member that today you are the principal, and then you must do that during your presence so that you can monitor how that team member is running the activities of the day, so that you can give support to the member, so that even when you are not at school, you need not to worry. You must know that the school is running. And then when you do this, it is also helping you because it is reducing the workload. You can be focused on the other things, whereas the other members are taking responsibilities. You can also do this. Suppose you are having a few SMT members, but you have your staff. Give them responsibilities. Make them to become maybe the great head, and then tell them that you as a great head, you are the principal of that grade. In so doing, you are delegating the responsibility. And then your teachers also must know that they need to delegate responsibilities in the classrooms. They can have the class reps, they can have the prefects that will also assist them in the day-to-day activities of the school. When we do this, we don't just delegate a responsibility, we are also training them to become the future leaders. And then the training must start with the learners, and then it goes up like that. So you need to trust the people that you are working with. If you have trust in them, things will run smooth, whether you are at school or not. But if you don't trust them, it means you are going to take all the burden and you want to run the show on your own. And at the end of the day, there is nothing that will come right. Thank you. Let's move to the next slide. Can we move to the next slide, please? All right, thank you. And then there are some tips for successful delegation. When we delegate, we don't just delegate for the task. We delegate looking for the outcomes. What it is that I want to achieve. That is a key point. You don't just delegate to say, okay, I'm giving you the responsibility that you must be in charge of this. Maybe say it is sports, or you say you are in sports, you must be the head coach of the sport, or maybe you are in the assessment committee, you are the head. No, you must delegate, knowing very well that at the end of the day, there must be some outcomes. How are you going to get the outcomes? You must make sure that you sit with your team members, you have the feedback meetings, and then in those meetings, when they give the feedback, you must make sure that the feedback is comprehensive so that it can take the school to the upper level. And then if you see that the outcome that is being given is not benefiting or is not adding that much value, it means you need to go back to the drawing board and see how best can you maybe come up with the strategies of maybe trying to improve. And then, or maybe you sit and check that maybe I have given this teacher the responsibility to do this activity, but yet the teacher doesn't have maybe the skills and the knowledge. So what needs to be done? It means you must sit with the teacher, try to equip the teacher. If there are some trainings, try to take the teacher to attend those trainings so that when the teacher comes, can be knowing what it is that they need to do. And then you must avoid the reverse delegation. In this sense, when I talk about the reverse delegation, it means you delegate someone some activity, but that activity comes back to you being incomplete, and it also requires you to do it. So when you delegate, you must make sure that you delegate the activity to the right people, the ones that you know that they will achieve what you want to be achieved. And then you must also celebrate the success and then recognize the contribution. When you celebrate the success, it means whatever good that your members are doing, you must appreciate them. You can appreciate them maybe in the meetings by saying congratulations or well done when you are sharing the meeting. You don't just overlook things and keep quiet. You must give credit where it's due. And then if they come with the good contributions, you must also acknowledge it. In that way, you are going to make your team members to feel the importance of being part of the team. And then you are going to make them that they must come with new ideas that maybe you are not aware of. But we must always remember that our main focus is the learner. So if you are giving them the chance to play the role, at the end of the day, we don't have a one winner. We are all winners because we are working as a team, and then you have delegated the responsibility. All what you do is to make sure that things are done, and then they're done the right way. Can we move forward, please? Can we move? Okay, I think this brings to the end of our presentation as Group 2, and then I thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Group 2. We'll now allow Group 4 to continue with the presentation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Larato Mehlape from Group 4. I am with Peter and Tepo. So I'll be taking you through first slide until the third slide. Okay. Our topic is all about. Oh, am I audible enough?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Our topic is all about delegation in leadership. First of all, delegation involves assigning tasks, or let me say responsibilities, from us leaders to our team members. Allowing us as leaders to focus on higher level functions while empowering our employees or our team members to take ownership of their work. Again, I can say that it is simply a passing of tasks, which requires clear communication, appropriate misunderstanding, and the right level of independence for each team member involved. So, as I proceed to the next slide, thank you. We have title and core message. Now, with title, it's we are having mastering delegation, empower teams, and elevate leadership. Now, on this point, leaders should assign activities or tasks to their team members according to their abilities and skills. Again, it is a way of empowering and trusting them with the given tasks. As the speaker from Group 2 said, as our team members are assigned tasks, we as leaders, we are expected to offer them a token of appreciation or maybe to applaud them. By doing so, we will be elevating our leadership skills as well. Now I move to our subtitle, which is all about how to delegate effectively to drive results and develop talent. So we have effective delegation strategies that we use or that we apply, which is to know what to delegate. Remember that as leaders, we should prioritize tasks that can be subdivided and also assigned to match team members' skills. For example, in our schools, we are having older teachers which are 55 and above, and we are also having young teachers which are 25 to 35. So in terms of assigning a task like facilitating e-learning in schools, it means you are going to assign the task the task to the young teachers, knowing that they are more familiar with the technology. This does not mean that we are denying the older teachers to learn more about technology, but expecting the young teachers to teach the older teachers to how to facilitate or how to teach through e-learning. As I proceed, we have key objectives. On our key objectives, we have learn the why and how of delegations. As leaders, we have to know why do we delegate, and we also have to know how to delegate, and also to avoid common pitfalls. We know that a delegation have challenges which can be avoided if we are using or if we are utilizing framework which is called STEAMS. Again, by also applying a proven delegation framework, as I've mentioned, that it is called STEAMS. So we are having the third slide. Thank you. Which is all about why delegation matters. It is very much important to know the importance of delegation in leadership. First of all, it fosters growth and development. Employees oftenly gain valuable experiences and confidence when entrusted with significant responsibilities. And if ever we are having our team members and we are not trusting them with the task that we assign to them, well, that means that we won't get the results that we are expecting to get at the end of the day. Now, our key points here is leaders can't do everything and also shouldn't do everything. This simply means that as leaders, we cannot do everything because the other speaker already mentioned in group 2 and also in group 1 that we have a workload. And based on our workload, I do believe that we cannot manage to do everything on our own. So it means we need assistance. So this simply means that that's where we are allowed to delegate, or we are allowed to assign tasks to our team members. Lastly, we have benefits. A delegation benefits us a lot in terms of time management. It saves time, and also it also develop growth in our team members' ability and also skills. Again, regarding a scaled impact, I think I'm done. Thank you so much for your attention. Over to you, Sir Peter. Take over.
Good evening, colleagues. Colleagues, are you still there?
Good evening.
Yes, yes.
Good evening.
Okay.
We are still
We
here.
are here.
Good evening. Good evening.
Thank you. I just want to take off the shoes of MC and assist my group members. It's just unfortunate the other group member is having a problem of network. It means I'm going to take from where Lerato left and finish off the presentation. But I can promise you, I won't be long. I'm looking at the time; it's not on our side. So she has already indicated that we have a framework or delegation framework that we call STEAMS. So in this slide, it's just a breakdown of what STEAMS actually means, or how can we use it to delegate responsibilities. So the S is for defining a task. So every task that you delegate has boundaries. And it's important for leaders that before you delegate a task, it is clear to the person that the task is being delegated to, that they understand the scope of what needs to be done. Then it's important that you make all the necessary tools available. Maybe in some cases you may find there has to be some budget that has to be set aside for that particular project to be completed. Maybe there's a specific software that needs to be bought and all those kind of things. Make resources available. And it's also important to empower. So with empowerment, we're looking at the fact that the decision-making authority that you grant should be within agreed limits. So the person should understand and know their boundaries with regard to the authority that they've been granted. Then the other important thing is approach. So you need to make available communication channels and also the issue of collaboration. With most leaders, the reason one of the team members from I think is group 2 spoke about reverse delegation is that most leaders choose to delegate rather than mentoring and supporting the person they've delegated responsibilities to. They would rather micromanage those people. And in the end, nothing comes out of that delegation. And then also important, after you've delegated, it's important that you set deadlines, and you also constantly check with the person you've assigned those responsibilities. How are they doing? How can they be supported, and all those kind of things. Then the last thing, which was also indicated in the previous group, it's important to match what you are delegating to the skills and the strength of the particular person that you are delegating to. So I'm just going to quickly move to the next slide. Okay, so we've indicated that there are pitfalls that do come with delegation. Number one that I can make you aware of is when the expectations are not clear, or there is a lack of trust. Most leaders would delegate, and you find they don't really trust the person to do the work. And that's where we may end up having this thing of micro managing instead of supporting and mentoring the person that you have delegated responsibilities to. And the other pitfall is assumption. In case where the scope of what is being delegated is not clear, leaders will expect those particular people to be like people that can read minds. The person you are delegating responsibilities to cannot read your mind as a leader as to what exactly do you want out of them. So it must be made clear. So it's important in solving that to communicate the goals and the purposes of that delegation. Then the other pitfall we can also come across is ignoring feedback loops, which we can solve by having a schedule in which we review, and we also, like they've said in the other group, celebrate every small achievement. I will move on to the next slide. Now, in the real world, if we are to apply delegation, it's very important that we pair delegation with mentorship. So in that way, we're able to accelerate the growth of our team as people are being mentored and they get those small wins, they gain confidence. So in that way, I'm trying to say to all the leaders, if there's one thing that you can delegate, make sure that you pair that delegation with mentorship. So in that way, we are able to win when it comes to applying delegation in the real world. Then I want to complete. So in my completion, delegation is very important in that as a leader, you are able to lead through the people that you delegate. That's why we call it a leadership multiplier. And the other important thing is you cannot have a lot of things that you all of a sudden want to delegate. You need to start small, and with that beat, you grow and gain momentum, and that is how it all unfolds until we are able to fully delegate effectively and see results. So that is the end of our presentation as Group 4. Thank you, colleagues. Are colleagues there? Hello, colleagues.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, we are here.
We
I
are
think people
all
are
there.
asleep now.
Hello.
Yes, I'm done with the
We are here, Mr.
presentation. Okay, thank you. I'm done with the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Then I don't know. I just want to hand over to the host. I'm looking at the time. I don't know if we should still
Why are we having
continue.
a network challenge now? You are cutting. I can't hear you properly, Mr. Mogali. You are cutting.
You can hear me now.
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm saying I'm going to hand over to the host. I'm looking at the time. I don't know the feeling of the house, if we should continue until the last group, or how can we go about it?
Let's just quit because tomorrow is another story. You know, when it's holiday and we are home. Now I'm in group 5, so can we just present maybe? Because our member is said that she's getting into the flight, she might not be able to participate. She gave an apology already. I
Okay,
don't know.
ma'am.
I was thinking let's just push. Maybe by 10 we will be done with group. Is it group 5 and 6 now?
Yeah, we have to look at group 5 and 6.
Yes. I just wish that we can just be as brief as possible, because some of the things we can no longer elaborate more on that. We can just go through our slides as part of presentation to save time, because it's late.
Yes, that was the concern. Okay, if that's the feeling of the house, group 5, you can ascend the stage. Thank you.
Thanks. E.L. Ntando, could you please assist us with our presentation there?
Yeah.
E.L. Ntando, could you please assist with our presentation there? Group 5.
Yes, the presentation is on the screen.
Okay, thank you. I'm with. Yes, colleagues, is it good evening? Yes, we are going to talk about professional leadership styles, where the first person was E.L. Joyce, E.L. Sija, and E.L. Musima, and we managed to invite E.L. Masrole Mujela, who presented as the second speaker. But now I'm with E.L. Sija. We will start with the presentation and I will take over after. Thank you. E.L. Sija, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to everyone, and I would like to thank our EL Miss Mujela for the good presentation that we have on active leadership. Now, presenting on leadership styles for grade for group 5, I'm going to present up to slide number 7, where I'll be handing over to my colleague to continue. Now, our intro, the presentation is outlined like this. The introduction is that leadership is a crucial aspect. Okay. This, okay. As our introduction, we said leadership is a crucial aspect for any organization, and there are various leadership styles that can be effective in different contexts. I'm not going to elaborate, as the speaker, the chairperson already indicated that the time is not on our side. Now we need to understand the different leadership styles that can help us as leaders to adapt to changing situations and improve their effectiveness, as we know that not only one leadership style is good for every situation. Next slide, please. Right, we have got the characteristics of effective leadership. The first one there is empathetic, wherein as leaders, we need to understand and care about the needs and feelings of our team members. We need to play the role of the pastoral role, coming to the empathetic part. We need to reflect the core values and communication, so that to ensure that the core values of the schools and educational philosophies are adhered to. We need to have clarity and inspiration. We must use clear and motivating language that inspires commitment and aligns with school goals to our members. And as leaders, effective leaders, of course, we must be visionary and be effective communicators, so that we can be able to share the vision and mission of the school and ensure that all our stakeholders are moving together towards the designed mission and vision of the school. So as a leader, we also need to be accountable for anything that happens, any action that you do, or any decision, even if we delegate, the accountability comes back to us as leaders. Second slide, next slide, I'm sorry. And how then do we implement the leadership styles in our schools? Firstly, we are, as leaders, instructional leaders. The focus there is that as an effective teaching and learning, you are involved in curriculum development, educator support, and monitoring and assessment practice in place. So as an instructional leader, you need to make sure that you support your teachers, you support the effective teaching and learning, you involve yourself in curriculum development, provide the required LTSM, and then how to implement that. You do that by regular class visits and provide feedback, give teachers feedback so that they know where to improve, and give praise and support where it's needed. Facilitate professional development. As a leader, you need to mentor and develop your teachers so that they can keep on improving. We need also to promote the culture of improvement through data-driven decision making. So now we know that this time around we are no more using the old system. We are using the triple Ds, wherein we're going to get the data for us to get the information and do the correct decisions based on the data that we have. And then the other type of leadership is a transformational leader, wherein the transformational leader is the type of leader wherein it transforms or changes from point A to point B. The focus there is to inspire and motivate learners and educators to achieve goals and to reward change. And then how do we implement the transformational leadership? By encouraging encouraging innovation and risk-taking in teaching practice, encourage our teachers to be innovative, be able to come up with new strategies of teaching so that our learners can improve. The other thing that we can do is to support individual and recognition to foster a positive school climate, wherein we can also use a positive school culture to reach the goal of supporting and recognition of good work. We must also create the collaborative vision with shared ideas from different stakeholders, encourage them to work together so that everybody can be taken on board, no one can be left behind. Then this will also foster transparency and collaborative teaching. The next slide. We also have distributed leadership. My colleagues in the previous groups talked about the delegation of duties. Here we are focusing on the delegation, which is the same. I don't want to elaborate more. And then how do we do that? We will do the work audit done by the SMT members as they are delegated duties. Number two, you need to analyze the results as presented to staff members. Rewards were provided to teachers and learners based on good performance and academic, and also extracurricular activities. We need also to monitor and support monthly basis adhering to year plan. Support teachers on monthly work that is done according to the year plan. That is delegation of duties, as you can see the picture there. The next slide, please. Oh, that is where I'm giving now to my colleague, to E.L. Musima, to continue.
Okay, thank you very much, Elsija. Good evening again, colleagues. We are now on authoritative leadership, where our focus is when we give clear direction with expectation within our members and empowering them. And again, we support them and respond and expect a positive responsiveness. And then when we implement about this authoritative leadership, we set clear policies and draw learners' code of conduct, not only for learners, but also for educators. We become fair and consistent, because consistency is key, especially in leadership. We are available for support and we are flexible. I think our E.L. Mujela spoke about flexibility as a leader. And then we build trust between colleagues and we don't use favors. That's what E.L. Mujela was also mentioning, based on favoritism in the workplace, and also building trust in terms of micromanaging. So when you do micromanaging, sometimes you make a subordinate feel like she or he does not work accordingly, so they don't really think that you trust them. Again, let's move to the next slide, where we talk about servant leadership, where in the servant leadership, the focus is we prioritize on saving and empowering team members. We prioritize the growth and the well-being of learners and educators, and the implementation thereof is that we actively listen and address the concerns of staff and learners. Because if we have to prioritize our members, we must listen to their problems, we must listen to their consent. If we prioritize our learners, we must listen to their consent. We promote shared decision-making. As leadership, the decision-making is not only based on you or the SMT. Once the SMT have decided, they can bring it to the whole staff so that the decision can be shared. We adopt pastoral 7 school cultures, school-based support team committees, cares, to share the word of support to learners and educators. We also have what we call QLTC, where in the school-based support team committees, we also have what we call Quality and Teaching Management Committee, where these people are the members of the community, the nurses, the policemen. They are also non-core members in the SPST, where they support learners and educators. Some of them are pastors to adopt this pastoral 7 Can we move to the next slide where we are talking about the implementation of these strategies? We assess the needs and then provide training and foster collaboration. That is teamwork. And thereafter, we monitor and reflect on what have been assessed. And what are these assessment needs? The next slide, please. These assessment needs are the ones that we, as leaders, we talk that we evaluate the school's current challenge and strength to determine the suitable leadership approach, the suitable teamwork, and we prioritize and we plan and we delegate. On the picture here, it shows that this is not only about educators, they have learners where they now look at the school's challenge and strength and work on the challenges and also work on those strengths. And in that manner, we see teamwork on the picture, there's collaboration, and also there can be delegation. Principal or DH or the deputy principal can delegate any other educator who they trust or who they believe can do the work better, and plan and then also delegate. The other slide, please. On this other slide, we provide training. This one, it still goes back to the assessment. That one, after implementation, when we provide training, is professional development activities where educators equip their skills and knowledge and they share good practices. One thing that I love about professional development is that we learn a lot from one another. And through training, we gain knowledge and improve our skills. Therefore, in conclusion, the next slide, effective leadership is very much important because the success of it in any organization, we understand the different leadership style and characteristics of effective leaders. We adapt to change the situation and improve our effectiveness. One coach once said, the best leaders inspire other people to believe in themselves. When they don't believe in themselves, that is the last reference of our presentation. I think we are done. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you so much for the wonderful presentation. I hope Group 6 are ready to continue with the presentation. Group 6, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Good evening, leaders. I don't know whether or what. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. My name is, all right. Can I continue? All right, thank you. Thank you. I'm Cecilia from Group 6. I will be co-presenting with Lucia. We are 3 in our team. Our slogan is Becoming Leaders We Admire. Our topic is leadership versus management. I will begin by defining the term leadership and management, which will provide a foundation for our discussion. Leadership is the ability to inspire a group of people to achieve a common goal or vision, whereas management is the process of planning, organizing, coordinating, and overseeing resources such as people, finances, or material with the aim to achieve specific goal efficiently and effectively. That was the definition of the two concepts. The next slide, please. The next slide. Leaders focus on setting a vision, inspiring others to work towards achieving it, whereas managers focus on ensuring that systems run smoothly, tasks are completed on time, objectives are met. These are the core functions of leaders and managers. The next slide, please. The differences. Management. The management focus on execution, how to do it, and it's short-term goal orientated. Management, it's more about structure, carrying out and maintaining orders. And leadership focus on vision, mission, and values. Based on long-term vision, therefore leaders motivate and inspire the team. As our previous team, leaders explain further about leaders being visionary, motivators, continuing with. Leaders must also be people focused, effective communication of vision, which requires a deep understanding of all the people team. I'll be handing over to Elush.
Good
the
evening.
Next
Thank
slide,
you,
please.
my leader. Good evening, exceptional leaders. I'm going to continue, as she already stated, the differences between the characteristics of a leader and a manager. A leader is visionary. He or she guides, empower, communicate, innovate, collaborate, adapt, encourage, decide, and model. And the manager plan, organize, supervise, coordinate, delegate, monitor, evaluate, facilitate, implement, and optimize. Another slide. Then here we are going to talk about their duties and function. As you know, the leader and the manager, they differ. First of all, leaders provide a purpose by building a strong, independent team, establish share ownership by engaging members, lead, facilitate, and monitor constructive communication to achieve the vision and the mission. Leaders take on many important responsibilities to guide and support their teams or organization effectively, while managers are responsible for planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. They ensure efficiency and facilitate communication across different levels. Managers play a crucial role in ensuring the smooth operation and success of a team, project, or organization. Another slide. They have values and ethics which should be followed. In leadership, ethical is built in trust, inspire, which it must be positive so that all the members must follow you. That means if you are in a leadership group, you must have a trust to the team, inspire them positively to take the team forward, promote fairness, thus honestly, integrity, respect, and accountability should prevail. Then managers integrate ethical principle, transparency, accountability, and fostering trust. Another slide. Complementary style of leadership and management. In both, there are communication and collaboration. You cannot lead without communication. You cannot lead without collaboration, adaptability, and innovation. In essence, they create a dynamic and effective team where leaders set the course and managers navigate the path to success. Then we have two complementary styles in management, in leadership and management. In leadership, we have the transformational leadership, where the focus area is on inspiring and motivating the team to achieve a shared vision, while in management, the focus area is involving team members in decision-making process and promote collaboration. Another slide. Thank you. I'm done. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Group 6, for the wonderful presentation. So according to our program, I want us to go over to the last item, where we will hand over to the CEO of Emerald Edu Concepts to give closing remarks. Sir, over to you.
MC, I do not see him. I believe he has dropped. And also Mr. Kubai. Oh, he says he's coming. He says he's coming back. Okay. So thank you very much, leaders, and thank you everyone for coming. I just want to say, you guys, you were very, very much awesome, and I learned a lot with the presentations that you delivered. Well done. And I'm very, I'm shocked that you guys, the leaders, the leaders, they can talk. I mean, if you're not a leader and you can't talk, you're in trouble, because you're explaining, you're communicating, and you guys have communicated very well. And I am very much grateful. All the points, you gave a very, very, very interesting view, and opinions of what the leaders and delegation and communicating, working with the community also. I learned a lot, and I believe everyone has learned and has taken something to the pocket and is going to go and apply. What's important also is you made it sound easily, not complicated. There was no time for checking which word is now difficult and stuff, but everything was simple and straight to the point. I am very grateful to you, leaders. I learned from you a lot. So yeah, iron sharpens irons. Our opening statement from Mr. Chipapede, it's really, really evident to what was happening tonight. And we have kept you from 7 to 9 to 10. And let me just check if the CEO will come back.
Thank you, colleagues. While Ntando is still checking for the CEO, I just want to say thank you as well. It has been a wonderful journey, a learning curve, and an experience of its own. You guys have been amazing. I've learned a lot from everyone that took the stage to present. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello. It seems like we are not able to uh, get through to Sir Adiola. So on that note, I would like us to call it a night. So I'll hand over to the host to end the meeting or to end this session. Over to you, host.
Thank you, MC, and thank you for running the program. It went well, and yeah, thank you, leaders, for coming and sharing your slides and your opinions and your information and your experience. You know, it was very nice to hear that what you are doing at schools and what you want to implement, what is good and what is bad. And I hope that moving forward, we'll be able to take the information and apply it and make our schools great all over Africa. Yes. And yeah, thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to seeing you again in the WhatsApp group. And have a good night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The prayer.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
Night. Good night.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Yes, bye.